Spain's Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has claimed victory for the left in Sunday's election, despite the results showing a hung parliament and the Conservative People's Party winning most of the seats. So here's how the story goes. The right failed to grab a big victory. Spain was heading for a hung parliament with neither a left nor right bloc looking likely to secure a majority in the snap elections, paving the way for drawn-out and potentially fruitless negotiations to form a government. The two leading parties now will have to negotiate coalition deals in pursuit of a governing majority. In fact, the opposition People's Party had 136 seats, while Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's ruling Socialists had 122 of those.
Leaders of Spain's two main political parties, on opposite sides of the spectrum, both claimed victory on Sunday as a parliamentary election came to a nail-biting finish. But despite the revelry on the streets, Spain was in fact headed for a hung parliament. No party nor likely political coalition had won enough seats for a majority. With 99% of votes counted just before midnight, the Conservative People's Party had 136 seats, while Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's ruling Socialists had 122 seats. And the kingmaker parties that would have bolstered them were nearly even, with far-right Vox and far-left Sumar both clinching just above 30 seats. Previous polls had predicted a working majority for the right-wing bloc, but the election results instead paved the way for drawn-out and potentially fruitless talks to form a government. Vox leader Santiago Abascal called it a day of concern, saying his party had not achieved its objective to kick out Sanchez as prime minister. While Sumar's leader Yolanda Díaz said many Spaniards who worry about the far right taking over will be able to, quote, sleep calmly. With the highest vote count, People's Party leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo will have the right to go first in trying to persuade smaller parties to back a coalition with Vox. But many appear reluctant to support the ascent of a far-right party into power after the 4-decade dictatorship under Francisco Franco that ended in the 70s. Prime Minister Sanchez has more options for negotiations, but he would also likely struggle to cobble together a majority, with potential allies pushing for concessions in return for their support.